When I first came up with the idea to make widgets to use on digital planners, when I first created them back in 2018, the plan was to make it easy for you to customize the pages of your planner so digital planning could become exactly what you needed. Unlike digital stickers, these little elements actually have a function other than just decorating your planner. They work exactly the same way as a sticker. They come in PNG format, but as I said, they have a specific function and they allow you to add them to your pages so that they can be customized to your specific needs. Today, you will learn how to create your very own widgets and how you can adapt them to fit on specific sections of any digital planner that you are using. I will teach you how to make perfectly square widgets, how to make rounded corners, how to add a drop shadow, and how to quickly change the color of your widgets. I will also leave you a link to where you can sign up to download this set that I have made for today's video for free. We will be using PROCREATE to do this today, but there are many other apps that you can use. And if you'd like me to teach you how to make widgets on a different app, just drop me a comment below. By the way, hello, my name is Isa and welcome to my channel Prinstick. I'm always sharing interesting tips and tricks on things that you can do on your iPad to stay organized and be creative. If this sounds great, make sure to subscribe and tap on the bell so you know when there's a new video out. Make sure to also follow me on Instagram as I'm always uploading mini tutorials and other inspiration. Since I want to design widgets that will fit in particular places of an existing digital planner, and today I will be showing you how I create widgets for my wonderful planner, the first thing that I need to do is open the planner where I want to create the widgets. So let me go to the month of February. I'm just gonna tap on its tab, and on the right side of this planner you actually have a lot of space, so it's a great place to add and create your own widgets. I have this page, and also the following monthly page also has a little area here, and if you're creating widgets you can maximize the space to make something that fits perfectly here. So I'm going to export this page, and to do that you tap on these four squares on the top left, and then where it says select, I'm gonna tap on the two monthly pages that I want to export. I just select those, then click on where it says export, image, export, and save to images. Done. And now when I go to my Photos app, I'm going to have those two images. Now we will open PROCREATE, so just tap on this PROCREATE icon, and I'm going to tap on where it says photo, and I'm going to select the photo that I just took. We're gonna start with this first one with the big space to add my widgets. The first thing we do is we create a new layer because I never want to draw on my original image. I want to have all of my elements in separate layers so that I can edit them, I can come back and fix any mistakes, etc. So let's go to my layers menu and tap on this plus sign to create a new layer. Now I'm ready to start designing my widget. Now I'm going to teach you a very easy trick in which you can create the shapes that you need to create your widgets, and that is using the selection tool. That is this icon up here, and when I tap there, this menu at the bottom pops, and I want the rectangle option. And what that allows me to do is create a perfect square or rectangle just by dragging my pencil on the screen. And let's say that I want a rectangle. I'm gonna have maybe two to-do lists on this page, so I want long rectangles. But the awesome thing with this feature is that you can actually edit the rectangle very easily, and you'll see that in a second. So just lift your pencil from the screen so that the selection is made, and all I'm gonna do now is just drag whatever color I have selected onto that selection. I'm gonna tap on this icon again to deselect, and just like that I have created a rectangle. Now the best part of this, as I said, you have these dots so you can edit this shape, and right now I have it set to uniform, so I'm gonna go to where it says freeform, and I can drag these dots and deform and change the shape to whatever I need. So as I said, in this case I want to have two long columns, so I can have two to-do lists on this page. That's just the design of the widget that I want for today. Okay, so I can drag these dots and make the box as big or as small as I want. Now you can just tap on this arrow to deselect, and when you go to your layer, you'll see that this layer is just my rectangle, and in fact I want to duplicate that layer. So I just swiped left with my pencil to open this menu and then tapped on duplicate. And I want to keep an original one just in case I want to come back and use this rectangle that I created for something else, because as I said, you can always come back and use the selection tool, so the arrow, and modify the original shape. That's really helpful. Okay, so now I want to pick a prettier color other than black. And PROCREATE is amazing because with just holding your finger on the screen, you can select whichever color is here. So if I'm designing this widget to fit this particular page, maybe I want to make the color match. So for example, this blue one is really cute, and you'll see that if I drag my finger onto different colors, I'll select different colors. So if I want this yellow, I just remove my finger, and as you can see, the yellow color was selected up here. But I'm gonna select this blue one. Okay, this is selected. Once it is selected, I can just drag this color onto my shape, and then my shape will be recolored. Now I'm just gonna turn off the other layer that we had at the bottom. Yeah, and this is my widget shape. The next thing we are going to do is go to this icon here to click on where it says add and add text, because I want to add a header here that says to do. So I can just scribble and write to do. Now I can't see anything because it's the same color, so I'm just gonna double tap to select the text, and I'm gonna make this white. And I wanna tap on the text again because, well, first of all, I need to divide these words. And I also want to edit the font, so I select the text again and tap here on the font option. And I want the font Rake Bold. And I actually love this font because it's all capitals, so I don't have to worry about capitals or lowercase. It will always be capitals. Now, if you have your text centered, all you have to do is move these dots to the edges of your box, and then you'll make sure that your text is perfectly centered. When I'm happy, click on done. Now I want to add the little spaces where I will actually be able to start writing the things I need to do, so I will start creating my list. Let's create a new layer again. So tap on this plus sign, and I want the white color, which is selected already. Using my selection tool again, I can just create a long rectangle this time, so you can make it as tall or short as you want. And I'm gonna drag my white color. I'm going to tap on the selection tool just to deselect, and just like that, I have created another white box. You can still edit this, make it longer, taller, or shorter. And I can actually use another shape from my selection menu. This time I want this ellipse, and I will again drag my pencil, and if I hold my other finger down on the screen, then the shape will turn into a perfect circle. This time I want that because I actually want dots. So I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller, and then I'm gonna fill it in as well. Deselect, and actually I left them in the same layer, but that's okay. What I do is go back to my selection, and then I'll just select this dot, tap on my arrow, and then just bring it to where I need it. So you can adjust it somewhere there. I'm gonna move it to the right a little bit. And I also want to edit my rectangle again, so let's go to selection. I'm gonna tap on where it says freehand so I can select whatever I want. Tap on my arrow, and then I can edit this again. I think that's fine. And now you have this layer that has both the rectangle and the dot. I'm gonna select it to just try to align it, because the next thing we will do is duplicate the shape, go to my arrow, move it down a little bit, and I have my magnetics selected. That's really helpful to help me align my items here on the screen. So to activate that, you go to where it says snapping, and I'm in my little arrow menu. And then here you see that I have my magnetics turned to on, so you can turn it on or off. I have it on right now, and that makes it easy for me to align the items. So I'm gonna keep duplicating this layer to make several of these boxes. Once I have 3, I can merge all these together. To do that, you just pinch all these layers together, and I'm going to duplicate one more time, and then this is going to go a little bit faster. So I'm just gonna copy all these. I'm gonna duplicate again, so now I have 6 of these boxes together, duplicate this layer, and then pull them down again. One more time, duplicate, and this time I don't need as many, so I have, let me see, I don't need the last 2. So what I'll do is I'll just bring this to the edge of my canvas, and then deselect, and that will automatically cut off whatever was left out of the canvas. So now I can just bring the remaining ones up here and align them. There we go. So now I'm gonna go merge all of these boxes together. Okay, so my widget is pretty much finished, and if I'm happy with it, I'm ready to use it on my planner. So what you do is you just deactivate the image and you deactivate the background color as well, so that you have a transparent background or no background. That's why it looks black. I will also merge all of the layers that make my widget. So I will just pinch on them, and then as you can see, this is all a single layer. Now from here, I'm just gonna swipe down with 3 fingers at once to click on copy. Then I can just go open my planner. I'm using it in GoodNotes here, and then you can tap and hold on the screen to paste, and our widget is here. Now, as you can see, the image is quite large. I don't know if you can tell, but I have this whole rectangle, meaning that I have a bunch of transparent space on the sides, and if I leave that there, then I will move the image by tapping really far from it, and that can be annoying, confusing, and make things difficult. So I want to crop my widget so that I don't have this whole transparent area around it. So to do that, you just select it. So use your image tool, tap on the widget, tap again and click on crop. And then you bring these dots as close as possible to the widget just to get rid of all of the extra transparent space, and click on done, and then the widget is cropped properly. Now, what if I want to save my widget as an image so that I can use it in other apps? I don't only want to have it available in GoodNotes, and that's very easy to do. I'm gonna go back to PROCREATE. The first thing I wanna do is remember all that transparent space we had when we pasted this widget on GoodNotes. What we want to do is get rid of that, and to do it, you go to your wrench icon here, you go to where it says canvas, and all you have to do is tap on where it says crop and resize. You pull these corners as close to the image as you want, and actually let me go back to activate my background, because since the shadow is black, I was not able to see it in the black background. So let's go do it again. Canvas, crop and resize, and then pull these corners close to the edge. Make sure that you're not cutting off any of the shadow, and then click on done. Okay, now I will deactivate my background again, and I will go to my wrench, share, PNG, because I want my widget to not have a background or have a transparent background, and for that you need PNG format. And tap on where it says save image if you want to save to camera roll. In this case, I'm going to go to Stixer because that's where I keep all of my stuff. And I should have a folder labeled widgets. Here it is. So I just tap there. Okay. Now I'm gonna go check it out. So open that folder, and I have my widget that I just created. Now that I have my widget here, I can go, for example, to Notability, and I can tap and drag this widget and use it here. So that's why I like saving it somewhere else other than the note-taking app, because I can also go to GoodNotes if I need to, and then I can bring it again. I actually love having shadows on my widgets so that I can use them, for example, in my cover pages, and they pop out really nice, just like the covers that I have here. Now let's make a widget for my second monthly page. So I want one that will fit in this part perfectly. So let's go back to PROCREATE. Let's click on this icon to go to where it says add, insert a photo, and I'm gonna look for my second monthly layout here. And I'm ready to design my widget. Now go to my layers, and if you recall, we kept this black shape. I'm going to show you, you can't see it. Let me activate my background. So this black shape, I can use it as a guide to work on my new widget. So let me activate this image, and I'm going to bring it down so that I can have it behind everything else. And I'm going to go to my arrow to modify this black shape. So I'll just make it smaller so it can fit here. I'm going to go to where it says freeform so I can freely modify my shape. I'm going to zoom in, and my new widget is going to be around this size. Now let's say I want to have this widget be this yellow color, so I just select it by holding on the screen with my finger, and now I can just drag the color. I want to quickly show you that you can also make a widget with rounded corners, and that's actually simpler than you think. So I'm going to step back so that the shape is black again, and I'm going to create a new layer on top, and this time my brush will be from the calligraphy section. I want the monoline, and I want to make it as big as possible, or just try it out. maybe even bigger, 100%. The reason why I have this black shape here is it's going to serve me as a guide on where I need to draw, and all I do is draw a rectangle. It does not have to be perfect. You'll see why in a second. Keep holding your pencil on the screen and it's going to turn into a rectangle. Now if you tap on where it says edit shape, you go to rectangle and then the rectangle will be perfect. Tap on my arrow and I can adjust a little bit because it was a little too big, so I just resize it down a little bit so it fits properly. And from here I just have to color it in, and if I keep my pencil holding on the screen I can move it to the right so my threshold goes higher, and I make sure I don't have any black edges that might be showing here. Okay, so if you move your pencil to the right, then you're gonna get rid of those black edges. Don't go too much because then you're gonna fill the whole screen, but just stay somewhere here. And I can resize once more, it's a little big. But as you can see, now you have your widget with rounded corners. Now I will just hide the black shape so it's not in my way. After this, I can add my text just like we did before. This one will say important. I need to change the color to white, or actually this one can be black so it stands out a little more. And this time I just want to have lines to be able to write my notes, so I'm gonna create another new layer. And make sure you have your black color selected. I'm gonna go to monoline, but I'm gonna make my brush size a lot smaller, maybe a 3%. And all I do now is create a line and keep my pencil holding onto the screen to make it perfect. And if I hold my finger down, then the line will be perfectly horizontal. Okay, and when I'm done, I'm just going to duplicate that line and bring it down. So I duplicated the layer and I brought it down, and then I can merge these two lines together, and I can duplicate these two lines again and move them down one more time. Merge layers, duplicate, and repeat the process to have as many lines as you need. I will merge all these lines together along with the title, so the important part, and my widget, the background as well. So let me deactivate my black layer, and here it is. So again, we are ready to use this widget, and to do that, let me deactivate my background image as well as my background. Swipe down with 3 fingers, click on copy. Let's go to my planner, tap and hold, click on paste, and here I have my widget that I need to crop out again. So let's just crop it out here, and here we have our widget that will fit this part of my planner. Now the very last thing I want to show you is that you can also add a shadow, and it's actually quite easy here in PROCREATE. To do that, we will duplicate this widget layer or whichever widget you want to be using, and you will alpha lock it, and to do that you need to swipe with both fingers to the right, and you can see that the background of this miniature turned to a checkered pattern, and that means that alpha lock is activated. You can also tap on the layer and tap on alpha lock to activate it. But we are going to choose a different brush. Let's go to our airbrushing and hard brush, make it big because we want to color in this image and make it all black. Then let's remove alpha lock, so swipe again with 2 fingers, move this layer under your widget layer. Now let's go to my effects here and select on where it says Gaussian blur, and dragging your pencil to the right, you will start creating a shadow. I suggest you don't go too crazy here because the shadow can be really hard and big, so just a little bit, because after we create the shadow, what we do is we adjust this shadow layer. So make sure you have it selected and then go to your arrow, and you can move it a little bit to the side and down just so that the shadow is dropping like this. You could resize it if necessary, and just like that you have created a nice shadow for your widget. When you're happy with the result, you can just merge it together with the rest of the widget, deactivate your background, swipe down with 3 fingers, copy, and then we can go to my planner and paste. Crop it one more time, and now I have my widget with a shadow. Let me get rid of this one. You can also very easily change the color of your widgets, so you have the same widget, but let's say that you want to use it in different months, and in the wonderful planner, as you know, all of the months have different color combinations. So let's say that you want them to match a different spread. So again, you can export this image to have the exact same color. Once you know which color you want, then you go back to your widget, and I'm gonna duplicate it, I can select a different color, for example, this green color, or a purple perhaps. And once I have selected the color I want, all I do is drag my color onto my widget, and then the widget will be recolored. Again, if the widget is not fully recolored, for example, here I have these bits not changing in color, so I can just drag my pencil to the right until everything that I want is recolored. Now you just copy and go to your planner to paste. Let me go to this page, paste, and crop. And here I have my widget in a different color. I'm so happy you made it all the way till the end of the video. I hope that you have created a few widgets and that you learned something new today. And if you did like this video, please give it a like, comment, share it with your friends. That really helps me out. It helps the channel and I can continue making awesome tutorials. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.